get those sales in. You've got a couple more days to the end of the month. Take advantage of it. Let's close June strong. Again, we had record-breaking, of course, for May and March, and let's go ahead and go do the same thing for June. So why not, and why not it be each and every one of you? So we're excited to hear from this young man and his story and his Kangen journey to freedom, his GU, where it has taken Ernesto. So before we bring on Ernesto Zapata, I want to, of course, hand the baton to Mr. Eli Dafish, because he's making sure every day that we are not only talking to people to see if they want to become those passengers on the bullet train of compassion with us, but we're out there doing whatever it takes, and every day it's about Enagic. Is Enagic truly in your hearts? Are you in Enagic, or is Enagic in you? Well, Enagic is definitely in each and every one of us. It is absolutely in our hearts. We understand what we have here, right? And I know each and every one of you do also. So understand the value, of course, first and foremost, of this product, this life-altering device with your Kangen 8, your SD501, your Anespa, and our new Junior 4 that is out there and is just celebrating its little launch this past week, and the benefits and the power of UConn, and how important that is for all of us. And, of course, this 8-point patented compensation plan. I don't know of any wonderful company, direct sales out there, that has a patented compensation plan, and the years it took Mr. Oshiro to create that and to have that for us. So we understand the importance and value of our life-altering device and this compensation plan, how it can truly, oh my goodness, change somebody's life. And it doesn't need, you don't need thousands of people. Of course, I wish and pray for all of us to have thousands and hundreds and thousands of people within our organization, but it takes only a couple to create that. So as you're out there talking to your people, and in fact, I think it was Willie Folks who talked about he goes after the business builders. So, of course, network marketers. So, of course, you want to talk to your friends and your family, and maybe your manicurist or your hairdresser or the girl at the bookstore or someone at your church or your friend or neighbor, whoever that may be. But if you know network marketers, entrepreneurs, people who see it, oh, my goodness gracious, the only thing you need to help them with is to fill out the application. Let them know to go to enagic.com, get their free replicating Enagic web system website, and the rest, boom, they are running out the gate. So you could tell I'm extra, extra excited today. So, Mr. Eli Dafish, the love of my life, are you there, sweetheart?
I am, Jelena. Thank you so much.
You're
It's
welcome.
great to listen. Great to listen to you. I love the great information. It means a lot. We appreciate you so much. And I'm excited to be on the call with you today, and it's going to be a great day today. So we're going to be interviewing Ernesto Zapata, and it's going to be a very, very exciting call for a number of reasons. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody on today's call. There's a lot happening in our world, and there's a lot to think about, and there's a lot to plan for. Here we are. My gosh, it's June 2020. Our company is soaring during these interesting times, and certain companies are and certain companies are not. Lots of things are in the wheel that have changed, I think, and in terms of what we want and what we can expect, that's the most important thing that we want for you today is, what you can expect in terms of as you're creating this sort of new life for yourself, whether you're brand new and you've just started with us, or you have been here and you're a seasoned veteran and you've been with us for, years and years and years. Like Jelena and I have been here 14 years, and we've celebrated that around April. And it's very, very exciting for us because we've watched the journey. We could write a book on it. And there's a lot of things to talk about in terms of, freedom and that conversation and what that conversation looks like, or when sometimes we're sort of questioning those things. We used to talk about freedom all the time. That was the big thing here in Enagic. We always talked about, owning your own time, owning your own life, owning your own schedule, being your own boss, and, the freedom, the lifestyle freedom to be able to do and come and go what you want when you want. And then, of course, as these things became questioned during these stressful changes that are happening now, those things haven't been talked about. But I think more importantly is that's something to talk about a lot right now, because it's something that we all need to hear and want to hear. But again, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Eli Daffish. You just heard my wife, Jelena Daffish. We've been doing this call for 14 years, since we started with Enagic back in 2006. And I want to start off this call with everybody. If you have a glass of water, if you have some Kangen water with you right now, I want you to do something with me. I want you to go in. I want you to hold it up. And I want you to take a big gulp. I'm going to take a big drink. I'm going to see if my voice changes, okay? And we're going to get some energy inside of ourselves, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start talking to Ernesto. So 1, 2, 3, let's all start drinking up.
Yummy, yummy.
Oh man! Look, did you notice my voice just changed? Oh man, is that bizarre? I'm gonna do another one here. Hang on.
Oh, that was so yummy. Oh God, you lied.
I think we got to laugh. We got to keep it laughing. But man, that it's amazing what this water has done for our family and for the people that we've shared it with and the people they've shared it with, and that's what it's all about. It's about spreading the message. So with that, today, you guys, we want to interview a young man, Ernesto Zepeda, that, basically, we've kind of, Jelena, we've kind of watched him grow for the last 9 years. Our very dear friend, amazing network marketer, Carlos Pantera. There's nobody like Carlos Pantera. And we had the good fortune to meet Carlos Pantera many, many years ago. He came to the organization of Frederic, and, back in the day. And, Frederic was the young lady that opened up France. And, France became in the beginning in Europe, it was the number one country. It's what launched all of Europe, and it came down our line, and we were so blessed and fortunate that Frederic had gone out there, and then of course we met Carlos Pantera later on here in the United States. And Carlos, when you think of Grant Cardone, you got to know the name Grant Cardone. You can't think of Grant Cardone without thinking of Carlos Pantera, because he was the right arm for Grant Cardone for nearly 15 years. So he would go into the city, he would go into town, he'd walk into a business, he would say, "Hello, Mr. Businessman, if I can show you how to 10 times your business, would you give me 20 minutes of your time?" And of course, he would then invite them to meet Grant Cardone at his seminars and things like that. And Grant came out and did a seminar with us called GU in Bushido GU, and it was in Arizona. But when Carlos brought these young men headed by Ernesto Zepeda, I'll never forget it, because he was only 18 years of age at the time. But, they would come in from Fresno. There was these young men that you could feel the eagerness of them. They would take that drive, about 4-hour drive or whatever that was, from Fresno, and they would come out to our events that we had in Encino, and we would do it at the Mediterranean restaurant. We would do it at the Gate, and we would pack the house every week with 80 to nearly 200 people a week. And we did that for a decade. And we would serve shish kebab, and we would serve dinner, and we would have stages, and we would have people come on, and every week we'd bring different presenters, and we invited everyone. All the big names would come out, and they would get on stage, and Wadia Daffish headed that, and Jelena and I headed that, and Omar Ramirez and Mickey Wade and some of the top leaders, and we would head that off, and people would come in there, and they would bring their guests for dinner on a Tuesday night, and then they would watch the Kangen water demonstration. But I would see these guys coming in, driving all the way from Fresno, and I would see them at the GU events in Las Vegas, and different events. I thought, wow, these are young, motivated men. They must belong to Carlos Pantera, because if you've ever met Carlos Pantera, he is one motivated guy, and he's a man that makes things happen. But the bottom line is that we want to teach you guys today what it takes to make it, and what you need to be doing, and how you can pass that information on to the people in your organization. So with that, Ernesto Zepeda, are you on the call, sir? I want to make sure that you're off mute now. And
yes, I'm here.
There you go. How are you today?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I appreciate you accepting the invitation to come on the call. Every week, Ernesto, we try to bring on different speakers. As you know, we had Willie Folks last week. We've had some of the best speakers you can imagine on these calls, and every single week we're wanting to provide information for the people that are taking time out of their busy schedules to come on this training call and to hear about what people in the field are doing. And so I guess I want to start off maybe by having you. I know you're not 18 anymore. I know you're now 26. So that's been about 8 years, I believe, at least, since you got started with Enagic. And so it's been a while, and I'm sure you've gone through a lot of different things during this time. You're quite the entrepreneur. Give us a little background of yourself so we can kind of get to know you better before I get into asking you more questions.
Thank you. It's closer to 7 years, but because it was towards almost turning 19. But I was working on aircraft at the time. That's what I went to school for, to work on aircraft. I was doing it actually what I wanted to do. It was like my dream job or whatever. Shortly after I became a pilot, then at the same time I was being introduced to this, and I didn't take it too serious at first because I have a job. I don't need this. I have a job. I'm not trying to sell things. I was extremely timid at the time, so I didn't help. Like I couldn't talk to anyone, to be honest. And Carlos Pantera told us, about he showed us, how you can. I mean, I was a huge Grant Cardone fan because I've always wanted more in life, and then that's how I met Carlos Pantera. And just the fact that he was involved with this, I mean, that gave it a lot of credibility. I wanted to be part of it. I just didn't know if I wanted to sell the units, and I just didn't see myself as a salesperson. I couldn't do it. I can't talk to people. I started going to the events in Encino in LA, as you mentioned. We started going every Tuesday, and we went for at least 3 months straight. And I was like, hey, I mean, if I'm gonna at least learn, if I'm gonna drink this water, I should at least learn what I'm drinking, and then maybe one day I can pack up the courage, and one day maybe I can talk to people. Maybe one day I could, maybe even sell a machine. One day I could figure things out so I can just make it happen. So we'd be there every Tuesday religiously, run home right after, and then because I was working night shifts, so we'd run back, run straight to work, and then we just trying to figure things out because I had never done sales in my life. I didn't, I was just trying to do some kind of effort, and nothing really happened for a little bit. It's 100% my fault. I wasn't really applying everything I was learning because I went to big events. I went to like all the big events that Enagic had. I was there. All the events you guys put on, I was there. I wasn't putting in 100% of my effort. I was showing up, which is step one, but the day came where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna commit to this, and I'm gonna do this. I don't know how. And then before you knew it, I started selling machines. It was weird. I've never sold anything in my life like that, but I started selling machines. It was a lot easier than I thought it would be. It was more work than I thought it would be. At the same time, it was a lot easier. It was it wasn't that bad. Before you knew it, this is around when I was 20, 21, whatever. I had a team, about 40 people in 3 months. So that's when everything started, growing, and everything started happening. Everything started moving a lot faster. It wasn't until I mean, I was pretty much 80 machines in about 4 or 5 months, and I had a pretty powerful team at the time, which I should have paid more attention to. But we were going strong. We were doing about 20, 30 machines a month. And, because family and a few other life-changing events happened, I kind of stepped away for a little bit because I started a new project, which was an automotive repair business. But because of Enagic, I knew what to do. I knew how to run a business now. I knew how to talk to people. So that gave me the courage to step aside a little bit and start a new project. And, I still sold machines in between, not as much, but I was still, I didn't let it die because I was still consistently getting income from Enagic the whole time till recently. And, that business quickly turned into a multi-million-dollar, earning business. And because I figured if I can sell a machine, I can sell anything. Because most people see these machines, they're like, "What are you talking about? $5,000 for a water filter?" So I figured if you can sell these devices, you can do anything. Like you can sell anything in life. And so yeah, the business quickly grew. We started growing a little too quick, to be honest. And it wasn't until May 1st this year when Carlos Pantera called me and told me, "Hey, you need to start selling machines again. You're missing out on a lot of money. Yeah, you have a great business. That's cool. Everything's going great. You're making that linear income now. Let's make that, that leveraged income." And I was like, "Yeah, that's cool. That sounds good. I just, I have a lot on my plate. We have like 8 staff members now, and I got other stuff to take care of." And then told me, "Dude, you're 10 machines away from being 6A. Like you're right there. Like you can do this." And, before we got off the phone, I made a commitment. I was like, "All right, I'm going to sell those 10 machines this month because you need to make the 10 sales. The month you turn 6A, you need to make the 10 sales. So to hit that $3,000 bonus." So I told him, "All right, I'm going to make those 10 sales this month." And before, it was May 29th, my 10th sale was submitted, and here we are today, basically.
Okay, so Ernesto, okay. This is what I'm kind of getting. Here I've got this 18-year-old young man, okay, teenager, right? And every single Tuesday, you and how many guys? I knew there was 3. There was 4 of you, right? That's what I sort of remember.
2,
3 or 4,
6 sometimes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and every Tuesday you guys would drive about 4-hour drive, right?
Yes,
about
4 hours. Way.
Okay, one way, right? Okay, so you work the night shift. So we're all motivated when we're young, aren't we? Right? So here you guys are every single week. You're so motivated. You're coming out. You're not only coming to my events, right? But you're also going to every you're going to every event you find out about, right? So you want to do whatever you got to do, and then when you're going back. You're going back to your night shift job. You're in aircraft. You're kind of shy. I remember being shy in public. I remember going through that as well, right? Sometimes we're outgoing at home. We're shy at school or whatever it is. But, you never made sales. That wasn't a big thing for you. And then all of a sudden, because you're consistently going, consistent effort over time produces results. And then all of a sudden, you're one day, you started talking to people, and then, all of a sudden you're making sales, and you're showing up. That was the first thing. You did that. You got an A on showing up. You were always showing up and always there. But all of a sudden, man, you started realizing making the sales of these units was easier than you thought, but it was more work than you thought because now you got the responsibility of other distributors, other people. Some are buying it just as an end user. Some are saying, "Hey, I want to do the business with you, Ernesto." But now all of a sudden you're a trainer like Carlos Pantera. We don't have his kind of background and training, but all of a sudden you're at that level. And I'm sure Carlos was mentoring you, coaching along the way. And then you're telling me you then open an automotive repair shop. You got 8 members. And that is that the business that turned into a multi-million-dollar business? Is that what you're referring to? Okay,
yes,
great. That's what I thought. Okay, so here you are. You're a young man, and you've developed now. Obviously, I would imagine that what happened to you in this network marketing company called Enagic and all the training, all the coaching that you've got has also helped you and enabled you to step into entrepreneurism and linear income. Okay, that's but meaning that you open an automotive and now it's turned into a multi-million-dollar business, and here you are again, picking up your Enagic business again, picking up where you left off, and your sponsor Carlos motivates you, and in 1 month you already make 10 sales, because in order to get your $3,000 entitlement bonus, you need to make those 10 sales. Did I get it right?
Correct.
Okay, so when you make, because for the benefit of the people on the call, okay, there are some people on the call that are afraid to pick up a phone. That phone weighs 500 pounds, right? I know it used to weigh that for me. It weighed that for you too, I'm sure. Okay, there's some people that they've talked to a bunch of people already, and people didn't buy, and they're like, this thing doesn't work, right? I mean, we'll go to college, we'll go to school to become a doctor, lawyer, engineer, mechanic, cook, gosh, whatever. I don't care if you're a dancer, you're a frisbee thrower. If you want to go for the Olympics, you got to throw 8 hours a day. But I'm just saying is that they'll do that, but we do this for a minute. Somebody says no, we get a bunch of no's, and then all of a sudden we're done. And here you are making 10 sales. Who did you make the 10 sales to? Just out of curiosity,
my closest associates, my closest friends, because the mistake people make, they get started on something they're kind of new with, and then they want to go sell to strangers when their mom's at home and would probably be more than happy to support their business, when their best friend is right next to them, and they'd probably be a really easy sell just to help them out. I wasn't going to set up myself for failure and go try to talk to strangers. So my closest friends, associates, employees, those are my first people.
Right. You mean your first people this last round?
For this month. Yeah, for these 10
right,
people.
But did you talk to these people before? Is this a follow-up on these folks?
Some of them were follow-up, but a lot of these people I had met before I took that 2-year break working the other business. So they were new to the business, basically. They were new friends.
Okay.
New to me. Basically.
So, okay, sure. So give us an example of just some of them, and I'm just curious what you said. Like, how did you begin the conversation? I'm sorry that I'm getting kind of basic with you, but I want people out there that are going, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. I already said some of those things, and they weren't interested. But so what did you? How did you get their attention?
I'll go with my good friend Nico, which I had told him about the machine a couple of years ago, and he didn't seem interested. He thought it was a waste of money. 2 years later, I contacted him. I told him, hey, I told him, I'm sorry I let you down, because you take full responsibility when you don't make a sale. That's 100% your fault. It's not the people not interested. You said something wrong. You didn't say the right things. It's you. So I told him, hey, I'm sorry for letting you off so easy. I'm sorry for, not pushing this on you harder, because this is truly life-changing. And if my upline, Carlos Pantera, hadn't insisted that I got back into this, insisted that I even purchased the unit, years ago, I'd probably be pretty upset with him too. So I'm sorry for letting you down. I'm sorry for not pushing on you more, because it's 100% my fault when you say no. The truth is, you're already spending the money. You're making a lot more money this year than you've ever made. You're going to owe a lot in taxes. The best thing you can do is get into network marketing to offset those taxes. You're already spending the money on trash water. You're buying garbage water. I seen you with a $7 gallon the other day for alkaline water, whatever it was, some baking soda water. This thing's designed to last a lifetime. It's gonna pay itself off. Like it's time. You gotta stop throwing away your money. Let's get this filled out. And I did it over text message while I was on a boat on a lake, and he replied yes. And I was like, okay, so tomorrow we'll get together, we'll go over paperwork. I wasn't sure if it was being serious or not. And he said, okay, sounds good. And then sure enough, the next day we got together, he got a K, full payment.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm sorry I let you down. I'm so sorry I didn't stay on you. It's 100% my responsibility that you didn't see the value. You know, I'm just trying to pick up some of the things that you said. I love it. There are probably people on the call right now going, I've never heard this one. I don't know that I haven't heard this one. This sounds like a little bit like Carlos. Actually, to be quite honest, is this a little bit of Carlos?
It might be. I'm not sure. I've learned a lot from the guy.
You've learned a lot from the guy. Yeah. I love it. You took 100% responsibility for him not buying. But, you know, we don't do that as a society. We don't do that as a people. We're always blaming the other guy. We're blaming our spouses. We're blaming our kids. We're blaming our bosses. We're blaming the world. We're blaming everybody for everything. It's hard to take 100% responsibility on anything. Believe me, I do the same thing. We all fall short on this. But the guy, you did it on text, and the guy responded yes.
Yes.
And then, okay, beautiful. And then, of course, you follow up with him and place the order the next day. Is that what you did?
Yeah, full payment.
Full payment.
Yeah.
Okay, when you no, this is a good one. Full payment. Why did you guys discuss payments, or you didn't discuss payment? You just went in for the full payment.
Yeah, I just went in
for
the full payment, and I was like, no, you don't need payments. That's for you don't need payments. You're good.
Why did he say that to you?
He asked about it. He asked about payments. I was like, you don't need payments, dude. Leave that for everybody else. You're good. You got to be fully committed, you know. And I just knew that he had a financial backing, so I was like, let's just make things interesting. Let's get it done.
Hang on, I'm writing this stuff down. You have to be fully committed. Let me see. Yeah, this is a great. This is a great tax write-off. This is a great tax write-off. I think you just said tax.
Yes.
Write-off. I love this. And let's just get it. Let's just get it done. Are you guys all writing this down? I write every single week when I'm interviewing people, and you ought to be doing the same thing. Because when you write it down from hand to pen, you'll remember it more. And then when you go back and read it several times, you'll really get it down. So I love it, man. You said this is not, we don't need to do payments. That's for other people. You need to be fully committed.
Yeah.
And then you gave some benefits, and this is a great tax write-off. Let's just get it done. Did I get it right?
Yes.
I love it. Okay, give me another one. I love this. I want to hear more.
Let me think real quick of another one. My buddy Dragon. That's his name. His name's Steven, but his real name is Dragon. He's a guy where he's just looking to do something. This guy's like a master of everything. He can do everything you can think of, but he was looking for a career change. And I told him, hey, dude, I need you to buy this machine because it's going to change your life. You need it for your house already, and you need to buy it anyway because you're throwing away money on all kinds of other stuff that you don't need. So you need to buy this machine. In addition, I'll show you how to make money with it. He said, okay, sign me up. And then I never told him price. I never told him anything. And then when we were sitting down, it really went that easy. And I was like, what? That's cool. It's cool because I'm assuming the sale. I'm not doubting myself. I'm assuming the sale. So I know he's going to say yes because he needs it. And I'm 100% sold that he needs this unit. I'm not just telling him all leniently. Like when I spoke to him, there was a lot of conviction. And so during our lunch, we pulled out the laptop, started processing the sale. He's like, hey, wait a minute, what am I buying? I was like, it's a water ionizer. It's a life-altering device. This thing will turn your regular tap water into the highest quality of water you can drink. And it will change your life. You need it. Everyone needs it. The world will have it. It's just a matter of time. He's like, oh, okay. Okay, well, which one am I getting? I was like, you're gonna get the K8. Is that top of the line? I was like, yeah, that's the best one. He's like, yeah, okay, I gotta have top of the line. I was like, cool. And we're not talking money here. Like, this guy's not rich. He doesn't have a lot of money. Like, he's not rich by any means. He just basically he took interest in whatever me and my team were doing because he saw that, hey, these guys are little entrepreneurs. You know, they're living a cool little life. They're doing things. So he just wanted to be part. You know, he wanted to see that, and he wanted to be part of that. So it was as easy as that. If I never would have asked him, I mean, if I never took the jump, I mean, I would have, you know, let another easy K sale go by, and that was a really easy one. And there's a lot of easy ones like that.
I mean, so you know, ordinary tap water is the healthiest water. It's the top of the line. It's a life-altering device. The whole world's going to have it. And let's just get it done. And so he doesn't quite know what he's purchasing. And then while you're doing the order, he's saying to you, by the way, what am I buying? What is this? You know, is this the top of the line? And you know, and then of course, you know, it sounds to me like you're talking to him about, you know, also changing his life. Are you talking to him about an opportunity, a life-altering device, and a life-altering business?
Both.
Is that what you're is that both?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's mainly doing it for the business, but I told him it's gonna change your life health-wise forever too. It's gonna give your body the tools for everything, like when it comes to health. So like tell him, like, it's not anything, you know, it's not a medicine, it's not gonna cure anything, nothing like that. It's just, you need the water, you're made of water.
Entry notice off.
Most of your body's water, now let's put the highest quality of water in you. And you like the idea.
So when we were talking earlier, Ernesto, and I was inviting you to come on the call, you were saying that people they tell you they're not buying the machine, they're buying you. Was he one of the guys that said that?
Yeah.
What did he say to you? What did he say to you?
Because I was trying to explain to him, like, dude, it does this, it does that. Oh no, I'm buying it. Like, dude, as he handed me his credit card, like, no, I'm buying it. Like, he didn't even flinch at the price. And I mean, again, this guy didn't have half that money in his bank account. He didn't flinch. He was like, no, I'm buying you. He said, oh, I'm buying you? Yeah, he said, no, I don't care. He's like, I'm buying whatever I buy. I'm buying you. But whatever you're telling me here is just extra. That's bonus. Like, that's cool. But I want to do what you're doing. I want to be where you're at. He said, you're my hero, quote unquote. I'm pretty sure he was playing around, but
no. This is good. I want to be doing what you're doing. I want to be where you're at. I want
financially.
You know, guys, this is the bottom line. I think that we're complicating this when we're trying to make it something outside of us, like this thing. And the guy really was buying you, and he's telling you, I mean, you know, when Mickey Wade and I met, it was the same thing. He was referred to me by Dr. Reed. I had sponsored a girl by the name of Casey Zambrano. She told Dr. Reed. Dr. Reed told Mickey Wade. And when he called me and then eventually bought the unit, Mickey had never tried the water once because he said really what he wanted was my coaching. And the reality is that all of us here are mentors. We're all coaches. We're all influencers. We know more about this than the stranger on the road. And we all have, like Willie Folks said last week, and I've said it many times before, we have the goose that lays the golden egg. The goose is Enagic, the golden egg is Kangen Water and Ukon. But the point is that that's what he perceived from you, and it kind of didn't matter what you were selling him, to be quite honest with you, Ernesto. You know that. You could have been selling him toothpaste. You know what I mean? I don't mean to make it that ridiculous, but it is because but at the end of the day, in sales, it's always about they're buying you. But you know what? I heard somebody give the definition of sales, and they said the definition of sales is to give a helping hand. That's what it means, to give a helping hand. So basically, I'm gonna drink some water. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Thank you so much. So I I appreciate you allowing me to do that. I tell you, man, I can't start my day without the water. Are you the same way? Ernesto, are you the same way?
Oh, of course.
Oh, so you're like fully committed.
Yes.
So you're a product of the product, man, right?
Yes.
So since you're 18 years old, you're drinking this water. If you were during the time you weren't doing the business, were you still drinking the water?
Yes, not correctly, but I was. And what I mean by that is I let my unit go up to several months without being e-cleaned. And when I came back into the business, the first thing I did was went to Ion Faucet and bought that, whatever, it was like $500, $400 for that deep cleaning machine. And I called most of my team and told them, hey, come get your machine deep cleaned for free at my house, or I can pick it up. And then you need a filter. And then most people did, and now they're drinking. I mean, the machine, you have to maintain it. If not, it's not the same.
I agree, but as I'm listening to you, it's obvious that your confidence and your sort of matter-of-fact attitude is the key. And as a salesman, it's our job, actually our responsibility, to challenge and help people make a decision to become a better person for their benefit. And that's what you just exemplified to all of us, is that you're all about helping the other guy. And they sort of get that, but they also see how successful, because you took a 2-year break. You started an automotive business, you turned to a multi-million-dollar business, and now here you are back at this. So let me ask you, Ernesto, right now, okay, I'm going to talk to you like, I'm going to pretend there's nobody listening right now. This is just you and I, okay? Because you've been coming since you're 18, man, and you're 26. I remember when you brought me a 13-year-old boy. I'll never forget this as long as I live. You brought in a 13-year-old boy. That boy was so cute. And Julie and I were like, and that boy, I'll never forget it. That kid wanted this machine so bad. I said, are you getting one of these units? He said, yes, I am. I said, you want to do this business? He said, yes, I do. At 13, do you remember that? What was his name?
Adrian.
What, he got signed up to his parents? Is that how you got? Is that how you ended up doing that?
Yes, he got signed up to his parents, even though they were telling him, "No, you're stupid. Don't do it. This is stupid." The kid sold. He still wanted to do it. He sold everything he had to make the down payment. He told him, "Don't worry, I'm gonna pay everything myself. Just let me do it."
No way.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. He sold, this little 13-year-old boy sold everything he had. I'm trying to think of what does a 13-year-old boy have.
Toys.
And did. Okay. This is fantastic. This is called huge desire. It's called burning desire. Well, there was an expression in the industry that we always said, I don't look for people with money. I look for people with a burning desire. Okay? So this boy, did he sell machines?
He sold 2 SD501s.
He sold 2 SD501s. There's some people right now that just fell off their couch. They say, I can't sell one, and this 13-year-old. I love it. Ernesto, I guess, here's what I'm thinking, man. Here you are. You kind of don't need Enagic, from what I'm hearing. You already have learned so much to, coming to our events and being around network marketing industry. I'm assuming you're a student of the whole industry, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you not only participate in Enagic, but so if I said to you, network marketing, you know what I'm talking about? When I
Yeah.
say multi-level marketing, I mean, so it's not just an adjective for you. You said, if I said GoPro, Eric Ward, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know Eric Worre.
Oh, I knew you'd say that. Okay. So you are a student of the, so you believe that this industry and Enagic, this company, sort of catapult you into this young, hot entrepreneur that you have become today, Mr. I can feel your confidence on the phone. You're kind of, and I talked to you privately. You seem to exude a level of confidence, and you talk at a lower tone, but it's a very confident tone of what you're doing, and you're very responsive. You respond right back to me in Texas. You text me again. In fact, you texted me this morning at 4 a.m., didn't you?
Yeah.
So do you normally get up at 4 a.m.?
No, not that early. Just 5 o'clock.
Were you a little excited to get on the call?
Of course.
You can raise your voice up a little bit, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
Man.
I love it, man. So here's the deal, man. I think that for you, and I'm going to say the word man because that's Carlos Pentera's favorite word and Grant Cardone's favorite word. Hey, man. Okay, so hey, man, check it out. I think, I really do, I think you ought to shoot for the top rank in Enagic. I think that you already know that you have the ability and that you already know that you possess the confidence and the certainty and the conviction. So I believe that you possess so much in terms of talent and skill and integrity that I believe that is your responsibility in so many ways, Ernesto, to go out and help people. And by empowering other people, man, you're going to make a difference on the planet. And it's not for you, it's not even just about hitting the highest ranks, because I know you can, I get it. But I think that more than that is that, as an influencer and as somebody that can help create movements right now more than ever, because there's this thing going on in the planet right now where, they sort of, they quarantine us down, then they shut our businesses down, then they try to give us some, whatever it's stimulus, then they tell us we can go on the streets so we can say what we want, then they want to quarantine us down again. So we got all this confusion going on from the media and the news, and which I would advocate everybody shut it down for a while. Just shut it down and get back to this. The reality is that it's about not disconnect. We've been disconnected. This is about connection. This is about connecting all of humanity to purify and unify. That's Mr. Oshuro's philosophy, to unify and my son Wadia coined this phrase in 2016 on the Vegas stage, that it's to unify and purify all of humanity. And if we can create a connection and start talking to people again about freedom, like you're enjoying, I get it, as much as you can right now, with your business that's booming, and now you're in Enagic. Enagic, you'll be able to call your own. The potential's unlimited, so you'll be able to call your own shot. And whatever income you're making, I promise you could probably do. You'll soar over that when you start duplicating this philosophy that you have, that you just shared with me today, and you share this philosophy with other people, and then you start creating duplication of little Ernestos, female Ernestos, male Ernestos. But you know what I'm saying, like helping people, become the best version of themselves. I mean, I don't mean to sort of put you on the spot, man, right now, but I just think it would be a huge waste that you don't take your potential to the highest level. I'll tell you a little story. One time I was, when I was visiting Grant Cardone, he had bought Lionel Richie's house up in the Sunset Hills. Carlos Pentera set up the appointment, and he insisted I had to meet him, right? And I'm up there, and we got friendly, and then he wanted to do business with me and asked me if I would fly to Las Vegas and see how he does all of his trainings and the whole 9 yards. And some things were happening for me, and I said no. I actually said no. Okay? I was going to do it, but some things came up, and I didn't do it. But I remember one time I was up at his house on top, and he looked at me and he said, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "What's that?" He said, "Are you truly fulfilled with your life?" Ernesto, no one's ever asked me that. It was kind of weird, you know, and I immediately said no. You know what? I immediately said no. He said, why not? I said, you know, because I really don't feel like I'm at my potential, and I showed my little finger, like opening it up just a little bit. I said, I feel like I'm this much of my potential. He said, well, what's holding you back? I said, well, quite honestly, I said, I feel like I need better organization systems right now. It's taking up my time. I really want to travel the world with my family. That's my ultimate goal, is, you know, be an adventurer and helping people around the world and, you know, making it a better place. And I just don't feel like the time is there for me. And he said, you know, Eli, let me just tell you something. He said, you know, a couple of years ago, this is Grant Cardone now talking to me. He said, you know, a couple of years ago, you know, I took my eye off the ball. And I hired a couple, no, never mind. He said, he didn't say that, sorry. He said, you know, I hired a couple of guys. They charged me, you know, about $250,000. And they ended up taking me for that money. They took my money. They took $250,000 from me, and they didn't do what I had hired them for. He said, you know what I learned from that experience? And I said, what? He said, I'll never take my eye off the ball again. He said, I said, that sounds fantastic. I said, great. So, you know, so this is what he said. So he says to me, he says, Eli, why can't you run on all 12 cylinders and still be able to travel the world with your family and help people and do what you want? I said, sounds good to me. What do you recommend? And he said, what do you think he said? What do you think he said? Huh? He said, keep working on you. And it's funny because that's exactly the answer that I would give to anybody else. That you've been working on you for a long time, and I think that Enagic is the place that works on you the most. So I would challenge you, my friend, to keep working on you and to take your Enagic business to the highest level. So my question to you is, are you truly fulfilled with your life?
No.
Why not?
I'm not 6'A", 6-30 whatever yet.
So what do you think is keeping you back?
Myself. No one but me, basically.
So you know that you have been able to conquer everything you wanted. You know you have potential. You've done it in everything that you've ever done since you were a young man. You've proven it. You've driven. You've gone. You've taken the seminars. You've gone to the courses, and you started a traditional business and turned it a multi-million-dollar business. So if you think it's you, what do you think you have to do to turn that around to develop your Enagic business so you can be a 6'8", 30, as you just got done telling me? Dash, I don't know what that doesn't matter, but we'll go 6'8", 30. I know that Daniel DiMicali is 6'8", 16-4. I'm a 6'8", 12-5, whatever. But you said 6'8", 30. Can you do that? You want to do that?
I want to go to the top.
Huh?
Yeah, I want to. Whatever the limit is, I want to go to the top.
Well, there is no limit in Enagic. You can go as wide as you want. You can be a 6'8", 100. You can be a 6'8", 1,000. Because our program is a direct sales hybrid. It's, you know, the depth can only go 8. You can only be a -8. That's the highest. But as far as the first number, you could be a 6'8", 2 or 6'8", 100. -8, which would be the deepest you could go. So I guess in a way, I'm just saying, do whatever you got to do and keep working on you, man, because I know you can do it. I really do.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is exciting. Are you going to do this thing? I mean, are we committing right now?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do what I say I'm going to do. So.
Did you guys just hear that? So wait a minute. You do what you say you're going to do, And okay, so so tell me what's the rank you want to achieve? Let's just give me let's just kind of come up with you don't have one, do you?
It's in my goals. It's 6830-6. It's in my goals. I'm honestly till today I didn't even know if it was possible, but you're saying it's possible.
Oh gosh, yeah, of course. 100%. The best network marketer hasn't come to Enagic yet. You know
Right.
that. As good as a lot of the guys are here and the ladies are here, the best ones are still yet to come. Yeah.
Yes.
100%. 100%. I'm not just. This is just not. As we used to say back in the '60s, this is not jive talk. This is real talk. Yeah.
Yes.
It's unlimited. Yeah, for sure. Okay. I'm excited, man. I take it. You know, you're kind of a you have a little bit of that Willie Fox in you. You're kind of that cool hand Luke. You know, you're very, you got that tone, and so I'm there with you right now. Okay. So I appreciate anything you want to tell people that you haven't covered today, because we go through all 10 sales, and I can only imagine. Probably want to bring you back on again and keep working on this. Anything that you want to say before we close out the sale, please?
Yeah, it's really important for all of those that are 1A or they're not 1A yet. It's really important to get to 2A, because that's the hardest thing in this business. I believe, in my opinion, it's the hardest thing. After those 2 sales, 3 sales, you become 2A. Everything else, for me, in my opinion, has been downhill. I don't remember being 3A. I barely remember being 4A. I went from 2A I went from 3A to 4A in like 3 days, because this thing's like I hate to reference it. It's like a virus. Like the minute you get 10 people involved, those next 40 will come. You'll be 5A. If you're 5A, getting to 6A is even easier. That's why when people are like, "Oh, congratulations, 6A, 6A," I'm like, "No, congratulations to you. You became 2A. That's the hardest part. If you make it to 2A, more than likely you will survive."
You know, it's interesting you say that, because I think all of us top leaders here, we need to have the mindset of a 1A. We need to get back to that burning desire, because when you have the spirit of a 1A, then, you're going to go for it. And you're right, man, but it's making that third sale that makes you a 2A. That you're right, the first 3 people are the most difficult. But when you help those 3 bring in 3, now you're a 3A. And I call that the 3A factory. And if you can help 8 more people become 3As, then you're a 6A, because that's 11 sales for each 3A. Add that up, it's right there at the 6A level. The reality is that you just did 10 sales. Out of those 10 sales for the month, how many? What was it? K8? What was it? ST501? Did you sell any Ukon?
6 K8s, 1 ST501 Platinum, and 3 Ukon Sigmas. Meaning that's Ukon for the whole year.
Okay. Do you want the people to get the machines to also get Ukon?
Yes.
Okay.
Really
Why?
important you do. Because
Why?
if you play your cards right, you can be in 11 sales and be making 6A wages. You can be a 3A, make yourself a 3A, sell yourself the Ukon, make that Ukon a 3A. Every machine under that Ukon, now you're getting 6A wages. You sell a K8, you're making $2,040 every single time after that, with only very few sales. Like it's really like you'll be with 20 sales, it might even be less than that, but with 20 sales, you should be making about 6A wages, and then you can leverage off that.
Well, what you're saying right now, if you're a 6A and you make, I guess you're creating a theory of, a certain amount of sales, you're just multiplying the amount of sales towards the full payment of a K8. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yes, because it takes 100 sales to be 6A. You're 6A, you make $2,040. If you sell a K8, 340 per point, it's 6A, 6 points. It's $2,040. If you're a 3A and you sell yourself the Ukon, so far you've done 10 sales, you sell yourself the Ukon, you make that Ukon a 3A. Every sale after that, you put it on that Ukon, under that Ukon. Now you're making, 6 points per sale. So you're making as much as a 6A would with only 20 sales.
Okay. I'm not sure if I followed all that. It doesn't even matter. The reality is that honestly, is the fact that you said, you know, of the fact that you're going to go for it today. And to me, that's what I'm taking away from all of this, and the fact of how you talk to your networkers. So and how you talk to people about how, you know, I'm sorry I let you down. I'm sorry I didn't stress it enough. You know, all of those things. I've learned a lot from you, my friend, and I appreciate you coming on today's call. This is an outstanding call. Thank you, Ernesto Zepeda.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. So with that, for all of you on today's call, you know, it's interesting that, you know, as we looked at today, you know, rank doesn't determine success. It's just a matter of time for him. He's absolutely a success. You know, he kind of demonstrated that today, and I think the reality is that it's in all of us. We right now, I think more than ever, you guys, with what's going on the planet, I think it's about shutting that, taking a detox from the TV right now, because those, you know, the journalists are just, they're not journalists, you know, they're I think they're activists or something, and they're confusing us. I think right now more than anything, it's about our Enagic business. It's about, it really is about, you know, we are the solution for people, not only the solution for ourselves, because like this young man said, and how he committed himself to other people, and what he said when he said, I take 100% responsibility for you not understanding the value, for you not getting a unit, and here, you know, and then he went ahead and told them what he wanted them to do. But the reality is that you can change whatever environment and situation that is going on for you right now. And Enagic is your golden goose. It is the goose that lays the golden egg. And honestly, right now, more than anything, we need a movement of freedom. We need to talk to people about being free and owning their own lives and not having to depend on anything. But, Janina, did you want to share something with me, darling? Because I can see you. And next week, yeah, you're right. Thank you. And so next week, she reminded me the 4th of July, which is all about freedom. It's all about independence. And I think that's what this is all about. So let's talk freedom. Let's talk independence. Let's encourage people, and let's let them know that you have the solution for what they want, and they're going to buy you when you're confident in what you're doing. So with that, let's say thank you to Ernesto. Let's do a big shout out for him, you guys. Zelina, are we having a call next Saturday? Of course we are. And guys, if you want to hear this call, just dial back into 712-770-4169, 712-770-4169. Put in the same PIN code. Oh, is it the 4th of July? We'll let everybody know. Okay, sure. Okay. And it's put in the same PIN code, 948-932-POW. With that, let's do a shout-out for our dear friend Ernesto. That was a great call. You guys make it a great 9.5 day. We'll talk to you soon.
Unmuted.
God bless you.
Have a good weekend, everyone. Mahalo.
Thank you, Ernesto.
Hello. That was Marty.
Minnesota.
There's somebody else selling it.
Muted.